Let's go, go, go.
All right. I don't know why Skype's being so dumb, but whatever. I'm letting it go. I don't care. F it. It's just
I'm letting it go. I don't care. F it.
F it. I'm so tired. All right, here we go. Record. All right, we're recording. Ooh. Probably got to have our little board up. There it is. All right. Here it goes. Ladies and germs. It begins in 3, 2, 1.
Another visitor. Stay a while. Stay forever.
This is the final score episode, what is it? 172 for Wednesday,
172.
September 24th, 2014. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the final score. This is the final score, episode 172. Like I said before, the video game podcast for the rest of us. I'm Scott Johnson. That's Nicole. Hi, Nicole.
Hello.
Hello,
I'm
Brian.
not very clever right now.
No, that's all right. None of us are. Brian, how you doing?
I thought it was pretty clever now.
I'm still in. I'm in wedding aftermath, and I can't think straight. Like everything just sounds crazy coming out of my mouth.
I do.
all day.
I do.
All
It's a
day
good thing
today.
we understand the words.
Yeah, I guess so, right?
Do you?
You guys can
give away
interpret.
your child.
If I did give her, well, I mean, she was never mine to give, but yeah.
Who gives this child away?
Me, I said.
Mr. Johnson.
I
walked
loved your
her.
red shoes.
Oh, you like that?
I loved them.
I put on my red shoes and danced the blues.
Were
No.
you kind of like doing a Tom Hanks thing there?
No, it was more like a
More like a
Letterman
the
era
company-
thing. Kind of.
okay, yeah.
You know, remember when he used to wear sneakers and the suits?
Yeah.
It's kind of like
I love
that.
those.
Mainly it was a comfort thing because my black ones that were like fancy that I wore at the actual ceremony last Saturday were hideous. So I quit wearing those. They hurt.
Fancy black ones.
And I looked like a
Right.
Joker. I looked like Heath Ledger in those things. And not in a good way.
I'm glad you specified which Joker.
Yeah. Because his were all long and pointy when he comes
Right.
in the room and says, "Where's Harvey Dent?" And when he
Ooh,
wears those
Harvey
stupid
Dent, are
shoes.
you-
I think you're.
Not to get off on anything that's not game related, but did you
Well,
watch the new
he's
Gotham
for-
yet?
Oh my gosh.
Did I watch what?
So good.
First
The new
Gotham? No,
Gotham.
I haven't seen it yet.
All right,
I will, though.
we'll talk
good.
about it.
Is it good? Okay.
Yeah.
I want it to be good.
We're foreshadowing old school here, aren't we?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
But no, yeah, but you know the Heath Ledger shoes, right? They're just stupid shoes. They're just like
Yeah,
normal
stupid shoes.
black,
They're just-
dumb, stupid shoes. And that's what I had to wear. That's why my theory is the reason the Joker's such a jerk and put like pencils through the mob guy's eye is because his shoes suck.
He has hammer toes.
Yeah, got hammer toes. Can't touch this. All right.
I'm so angry.
We're playing games, and here is what they are. Hey, what are you playing? All right, listen up, yo. I played a new game on the PC on Steam. I'm actually kind of pissed about it because I also captured some gameplay from it, and it was one of those games that just wanted to do fruity things with the frame rate and audio syncing, and
Fruity
it's a
things to
giant
frame rate.
edit for me to fix, and I don't want to go fix it. So F that.
Don't fix it.
I don't want to fix it.
So yeah, I don't blame you.
So that video will never be seen. It was pretty funny because I swore a lot because this game makes you freaking mad. I'll try it again later, maybe a different capture setting or something. I don't know. It was just weird. It pissed me off.
Where's using the fraps?
Yeah, had the fraps. Fraps works for everything. Once in a while, some weird indie game will give it heat, and I can't.
Right. Well,
get it to work.
did it record like a blank screen or something? Because sometimes I noticed some of these games have like 2 layers, and they'll be hiding a layer behind crap.
Possibly, but this one did not do a black screen. It was all there. It was at a different speed than the audio track, which I record separately. And I've done this a billion times. It's always worked. But this one game and then maybe one other game that I can't remember did the same thing, and I didn't record that one either. But this one I got all the way done. I should have checked it.
What's up with the cookies? I'm looking at the video on Steam now, and it's like
Oh yeah, those little cookies. So
Little cookies.
All right, well let me explain the game. I should tell them what the name of the damn thing is. It's called Phoenix Rage, and it's spelled Phenix Rage. Kind of the way it wasn't Phoenix Gears of War Phoenix. His name was spelled that way, I think. Phenix. I'm not sure about that. Anybody play Gears of War?
Yes, of course.
I did
Like for a second.
for a hot minute.
Yeah.
I hate this. It makes me so angry.
Why did you not like that game? Just curious.
I think because it was on the Xbox and I just wasn't into playing.
No.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
I just didn't. I don't know.
I played all 3.
And I think Mark was playing it too. I have a weird thing with when Mark is playing a game.
Yeah.
I tend to watch him play it and not play it myself.
Oh, that makes sense though. I do that around here with the kids.
So you were playing like home Twitch.
Yeah, home Twitch.
Exactly.
Right. I'm subscribed to the Mark channel.
You got all the bandwidth you need for that. It's not a problem.
Totally.
Yeah, it's clear as HD, dude. And you can move your head around. It's VR as well.
You can yell back at. You can have a little chat room there.
Yeah, I remember that game being so dude bro-ish that that part of it turned me off. But I remember kind of enjoying it. But the main dude in there, his name is Phoenix, and this game has nothing to do with that at all. So I don't know why I brought it up. Phoenix, except the right name. Phoenix Rage is if you could take some of the design aesthetic of, say, Sonic the Hedgehog and mash that up with the gameplay and structure of Super Meat Boy,
Right.
then that's what Phoenix Rage is. And I think the rage part is talking about me playing it.
He kind of looks like a hedgehog. Is that what he's supposed to be?
I don't think so. I think he almost looks like Meat Boy under a wig. Like a pink Meat Boy under a wig. It's really weird.
Pink Meat Boy.
Pink Meat Boy.
Pink Meat Boy.
By the way, people watching this on YouTube, I apologize. I don't know why Brian and Nicole's video don't show up. There's something wrong with XSplit, so you're just going to get this looping video.
Oh, really?
There. Yeah.
I don't have my video on.
It wouldn't work anyway. It's ignoring Skype.
I'm over here doing switching and
yeah. You forgot that part when I said, "Hey, that's not working."
Oh, well, I thought you said the video wasn't working for the chat room, so I'm sorry.
No.
Oh, that's cool.
That's all right. Cool. It's just, hey man, just keep up a little bit over there. So anyway, Phoenix Rage.
We're eventually going to figure out what this game is.
It's basically, I mean, it's straight. I hate to say this comparison because a lot of people are saying it, and I think it's really good on its own, but it's totally Super Meat Boy. Like the feeling of it and the kind of tight controls of it and the die and start over immediately, respawn and try again immediately aspect of Super Meat Boy is here in spades. I think it's up the ante in terms of difficulty. I'm finding it more difficult earlier on than I did Super Meat Boy, which I played the hell out of. I still go back to once in a while. I love that game. But this definitely tweaks that nerve for wanting to have a very difficult game that is easy to just kind of keep trying and trying and trying kind of game. And this game's really good at that. Graphically, it's fine. It's nothing special. It's all right. As Brian can probably see by looking at it, it looks okay. It's a little vectory for my taste. I prefer something a little more like pixely or something, but it's fine. Yeah, but to say it isn't like Super Meat Boy is not being honest. It's totally like Super Meat Boy in so many ways. But it's really good, and it's super prepared to piss you off and make you mad and want to throw the controller and say horrible swear words, which I did on that video that no one will ever see. And I didn't get very far. I'm probably like, I don't know, eight levels in to the first world. But I think it's totally worth the $9-10, whatever it is I paid for it. Right. So if you like that kind of twitchy, very hard sort of platformy, get from here to a goal kind of game.
So are you gonna?
That game's really good at doing that.
Speaking of which, are you gonna complete this game?
Probably not if I know my limits. Like, I'm going to keep playing it, but I'm going to get to a point where it is so hard that none shall pass.
Right.
And I don't know if I have the. I never got to the final level of Super Meat Boy either. I still play that game occasionally. But I can't beat that final stuff. So I don't think I'm going to fare well in the long run. But that's just because that's the kind of player I am. But it's a fun game, and if you like that thing, that punishing, one more try kind of deal, and you like being just enraged at a video game, this is a good one for that.
What was the name of that website that Nicole told us about a long time ago? How long to beat or something? Or it's not. I don't think that's it. Is it?
Yeah, it's how long to beat.
How long to beat? Let's look that up. How long to beat, and look up.
I'm looking it up now. Phoenix Rage. Let's see if they have it in the database. If they do not.
Okay, do a search for Super Meat Boy. Let's see how long that takes to beat. Because I gotta
Super Meat Boy. Let's see. Super Meat Boy on average main story 11 hours. Completionist 40 hours. Main plus extra about 18.5 hours. And if you do combined with the story is about 16 hours. So 16 hours probably will be a good average.
Did I tell you guys I started a? That's ridiculous. I started another Skyrim character.
Why would you do that?
You did?
Yeah, because I love that game, and sometimes I just get drawn back in, and it's hard for me not to. And I did a bunch of mods, so I put a bunch of graphic mods in there because I wanted to see what all these did. As supposedly everything got improved with a bunch of mods, and so there's a mod pack on Steam for those wondering where I got that. And on there, it just was like it was a collection. It said, all right, well, these 12 mods are being updated and are current and won't make you crash and whatever. And they're, the water's improved, the snow's improved, the draw distance is improved, the textures are improved, all that kind of stuff. So I just loaded that up and started a Dark Elf magic caster guy. And
Good thing.
I love that game.
So is this just the
Skyrim.
resolution mod pack, or
No,
is this something?
No. It's like, texture resolution, yeah.
Right.
But there's lots of other stuff, like water effects. There's waves now that like hit the shore instead of it just being stagnant.
Well, I just saw the texture
natural.
pack, and that was the only thing I saw for free. I was thinking about.
Yeah, they're all free on there. I mean, just go in there and get the collection, and you're good. None of that costs money. Yeah, you just go click on the collect. If you're in Steam, and
in Steam,
and you go to Workshop, right, for that game.
Oh, I'll go to Workshop.
Yeah, it's in the Steam Workshop.
Gotcha.
Then you click on the collection tab, and there's like the popular of all time one or whatever is this collection of Steam mods of Steam mods that'll make it look pretty.
Do you think you'll ever play ESO?
If it went free to play, I would definitely play, and I keep thinking it will. So I don't know how they're doing now. I know they laid off a bunch of people. And I don't know how well it's doing, but the minute they go, I played the beta somewhat, and I thought it was great, but I didn't feel like paying for another MMO, and so my thinking at the time was, well, this is just going to go free at some point, so I'll just wait for that. So I'm just waiting for that, and if history holds true, it would be by this Christmas or so,
right?
That they would do that, and that'd be fine. I'd play that. I would totally play that. Bring it on. Bring it, I say. Because I like that world, and I'm cool to even do the MMO part of it. But Skyrim's just so badass. But what I was looking at, the reason I brought that up is I'm looking at this how long to beat, and we've got main story 31 hours, main plus extra is 101. If you're a completionist 204 hours. That's just redonkulous. That game is so big, dude.
See what
so big.
Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah, that's got to be pretty big. I mean, they're the same engine basically.
Did you see that Kim got all the achievements?
No, Kim, she's crazy.
That's crazy.
I know, right? Every single one.
So without all your DLC,
she's working on the DLC now.
So if you minus DLC on Fallout New Vegas, it's 30 hours main story, 58 main and extras, 118 and a half if you're a completionist. So that's a lot. That's a lot.
I'm in that 118 hours.
I'm all for these games, man. The minute they
actually, I think I have more than that.
The Ultimate Edition's higher. It's like 100. No, it's actually it is higher. 179 hours.
The Ultimate Edition, isn't that with the DLC?
That's everything. Yeah.
Yeah, that's everything.
The whole schmear.
179 hours.
The DLCs are pretty big. 8 hours for one, 6 for another, 10 for another.
Some of my favorite DLCs I've ever played
were in this series. What was your favorite? There's Honest Hearts, Old World Blues.
Old World Blues was my favorite.
Yeah.
Then Dead Money.
Got it.
Then Lonesome Road, and then Honest Hearts.
Wow. Was Honest Hearts the sci-fi like space travel thing with the robot heads? No?
That was Old World Blues.
Oh, that's a good one though, right?
That's the one Veronica's the light switch.
Oh, that's right. Forgot about that.
Yeah. And Dead Money's really hard, so because it was just so difficult, it was frustrating but then satisfying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I like that world enough I'm going to keep playing. And it's fun to see these graphical upgrades that are, it's all community-driven stuff. And the game is already pretty, and it looks even better now.
Have you seen this? I was going through the mods.
Yeah.
And, of course, one caught my attention right away. It's called Test 5 Skyrim mods.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff.
Oh, they've got, like, booby mods, and they've got everything you can stand. They've got a mod that'll turn every dragon you see into... Rowdy or who's the snap into a Slim Jim wrestler? I forgot his name.
Randy Macho Man Savage.
Macho Man Savage becomes the dragon, and every time you see him, he's got kind of his glasses and face.
That's awesome.
And he's going, "Oh yeah!" instead of making dragon noises.
Oh gosh, that's awesome.
It's ridiculous, and these dragons are the size of dragons. They're like these giant, lizard in the sky things. Yet they look like him. It's weird.
I would totally have to find that mod. Just to play it.
You need to play that game, period. Like, I think you'd love it.
I have been.
Have
I played it a few, yeah. And then I get busy and start playing Destiny. And
Well, Skyrim, still got it, man. 2011, still here. It's still a good game. Anyway, all right. Phoenix Rage. Fun, great, hard. There it is. Scribblenauts I got for $4.99. Cheap.
Such a cute game.
Yeah, it's fun. I like the DC angle. I continue to be bad at that game. I was talking on the Boop Show about this, but when I had to go help Commissioner Gordon get his car fixed, I couldn't think of a word that would help him. So I was putting in repair center, car garage, engine. I put new engine. Like these terrible responses, and he only ever needed a wrench.
Oh.
I'm terrible at this game, but I always love Scribblenauts, so I'm willing
Is it
to play.
unlimited or...
Unlimited.
I don't think...
Isn't it? Scribblenauts Unlimited.
No,
No, I'm sorry.
that's not the decent
United.
one.
United. Scribblenauts United? Yeah.
No, is that right?
Hold on.
Scribblenauts Forever?
No. Unlimited. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Scribblenauts Unlimited. This is the one with Warner Brothers that deal with DC characters. So, yes. Is that right? Hold on.
Yeah, that's right.
No.
I don't think it is because I'm looking at the Wikipedia page and there's no DC characters
You're
on
right.
the album.
You're right. Hold on. What's this called? Scribblenauts
Just Scribblenauts?
Unmasked?
Yes,
Ooh,
that's
is
it.
that
yeah.
it? Yes,
yeah,
that's
that's
it.
it.
Unmasked.
Unmasked. Thank you. Yeah, you're right. Unlimited is that iPad one. Anyway.
It's also on Steam as well.
Yeah. Anyway, it's good. I like it. I like
cute.
it. It's fun. It's always fun. It's just a stupid, fun, dumb game. I like it.
Though I do feel a little defeated in the game when I can't spell a word.
Oh, yeah. No, so
I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, how do I spell the whatever?
Gigantic botulism or whatever you're trying to write. Yeah, I don't know. I really just struggle in common situations for words that shouldn't elude me so much.
And then I have to go to Google and then type in the wrong spelling, and hopefully Google will know what word. I use Google as my dictionary all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It still won't do penis. I've noticed that. So check that first thing I did when I got in there.
Penis.
Penis. Big penis. Because, it does adjectives now. So you want as big as you can get. I did get into a giant robot and beat the Joker. Was it the Joker? No, Deadeye. Or Deadeye. Deadeye? Deadeye.
Deadeye?
He's a villain, isn't he? Not Deadpool.
Yes, he is.
Deadeye, yeah. All right, so there's that. And then I played a crap ton of Diablo. A lot. I got a seasonal, because they're doing seasons now, right? Where you start a new character from nothing and build them out as fast as you can with all the stuff and these unique rewards and things you can't get in the regular game. And then when the season ends, that stuff all carries over into your main character pool, and you get to keep that guy. And there's a lot of reasons to do it. Anyway, I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it. I really liked it a lot.
Are you preparing for your October 4th playthrough?
You prepare.
What? Wait, why? What?
Because on October 4th, all three of us are going to be doing a game-a-thon, and you and Dunaway chose Diablo 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I thought you meant we had to.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, Brian Dunaway, you're on the list, dude. You did it. You had to.
I did.
Okay, you volunteered. Yeah, I am looking forward to that.
My primary.
I wish that feature was on the console version. It's not. You can't do seasons or any of the 2.10 stuff, and they're still not saying whether that'll even come there. So, but anyway, I really liked that a lot, and I hit 70, and I got some Paragon, and I did well. Really enjoyed it. Had fun the entire time. Did some grouping, did some solo, did some stuff, and now I have a sweet level 70 demon hunter that I can use whenever I want to. But now I'm back to my wizard, doing stuff with my wizard, and it's just, I love that freaking game. I can't get enough of it. And then I played Marriage Simulator 2014. Just kidding. My daughter got married, and that's all that was.
Yay.
Brian, what have you been playing?
Well, just to hop back on Diablo just for a second, I had mentioned recently that I had hopped back into Diablo myself, and I had a little bit of trouble because before I had stopped playing this last time around, I had kind of jumped into other people's games, and so I'd kind of stopped doing my campaign and was running along with other people during their campaign. So I leveled up really well, and then I came back to just play through the campaign myself, and I was way far ahead on levels compared to what the content I was getting.
Yeah,
and
I don't know what you did. You did something weird.
Right, like I said, I was like level 30, ending, getting near the end of Act 1.
Yeah, that's weird.
And I was just like, I was so bored. I'm like, oh, come on.
I don't know what you did. I really don't know how you were
already.
How you were 30 and just leaving Act 1 is beyond me.
I played it when it first came out. I don't know what had happened, if any content had changed.
Well, definitely, there's big content changes. So what probably happened is whatever style you were playing with when you started, that got shaken up when 2.0 came out, and they changed that whole loot system and XP system.
Exactly.
And you were just in a weird weird corner or something.
zone.
Yeah, I don't know what's
Right,
up.
but I'm in the middle of Act 2 now, and I've kind of loaded, I've balanced out a little bit, and so I'm no longer having as hard a time of going to sleep while playing Diablo 3.
Just keep cranking through it, and you'll get there. 70 is fast now. I mean, the game
70 is the new 60.
Oh yeah. Well, if you have the expansion,
right?
If you don't have the expansion, it's still 60. So
I do have the expansion, and so so I played that. But then this past week, Nicole was giving me some smack talk last week about what demos I was playing. So I refused to play any demos this week.
Smack
So
talk.
instead, right. So instead, I played the loaded campaign, which is actually in beta.
Sounds
so
like
it's
you
not,
plated.
I plated.
whoa, wait, loaded. That the shooter
Loadout.
game?
No,
Loadout
loadout. Yeah, loadout campaign. Yeah,
Loadout. What the hell is Loadout?
it's like called Loadout. That's right, isn't it?
Wait,
That's what it's called.
is that the one with those third-person shooter guys with the big mustaches and they all look?
Yeah, totally.
They have a
Loadout,
campaign coming?
Yeah, it's gonna be free to play, and they've got the campaign beta. It's on the PVE campaign beta.
I have not
So it's
heard
kind
about
of-
this. That's exciting. I really like
Right?
that game. I would love to play a little single-player content in there.
Oh, so well, you're not really single player, but it's campaign.
Oh well, what the hell's that about?
So It's kind of
So explain.
team play. So it's PVE is what it is.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
all right, so it's a multiplayer shooter kind of. And if you look at it, the first thing you're going to think is, oh, look, somebody took Team Fortress 2 and made another game, because it kind of looks like that. The characters are outrageous.
I
and
like
they're
that game.
large.
That's
and they're-
good.
And they're silly looking and very cartoony.
I played the hell out of it. I just suck at it. So
Right. But
Yeah.
that's where the similarities really end. That initial look is kind of where it ends. It's a lot more brazen, more like Borderlands. The comedy is a little bit more risque.
when I
than
felt
Team
like the
Fortress.
gameplay, the actual feeling I had playing it felt more
Right.
like Quake 3 Unreal Tournament days to me.
Exactly. It feels like a Quake Arena, which, by the way, Quake Live, which is just basically Arena redone,
Yeah.
is available now free to play through Steam.
Yeah.
So instead of playing it through that stupid browser.
Yeah, but you know what's
crap,
weird?
whatever.
I installed it. The interface is still kind of like HTML. It's weird.
We'll see how the port goes. I just started to play it, but anyway, yeah,
Game's
with you.
fine though. I mean, don't get me wrong. The actual game of it looks like Quake 3, and
Right.
you're just doing what you do. But the interface to get in and select all your options and stuff, it's way weird. I'm not sure
It
how
is.
I feel about it. And I do know this. I was bad at Quake 3 in '99, and I'm really bad at it now. So
I was okay at it, but yeah, you're right. This is a little faster paced game than maybe used to. I would say it's a little bit faster than Team Fortress, just a little bit. The Team
Yep.
Fortress 2.
totally agree.
And the unique parts about this game is the part I played anyway, the campaign beta. You're basically defending a point, and you're defending against aliens. Now, I haven't been able to figure out. I'm assuming that the onslaught of aliens who are trying to capture your point during the campaign is just all computer.
Yeah,
because,
it's going to be AI. I don't understand what the
yeah,
point of this
it's
thing
all
being
AI.
a PVE if there is an actual environment to fight. I assume that's who they
Right.
are. So
Exactly. So I got online and I was a little bit concerned because immediately I'm seeing, hey, a new game, but it requires that other people be online at the same time. So I went and found a match, and I got immediately concerned because when I hit find a match, it started going and was thinking about it. I'm like, oh crap, this is not going to be good. But no, it was pretty quick. It found me a match, and it didn't wait for all 4 player slots to be filled, which is what I was had at 4 player slots. It just waited until one other person came online. I hopped on there, and then there was 2 bots on our team.
can you
And,
not just
we were
get in there though
defending
with
points.
bots? Can you do just you and bots?
I haven't gotten that far. I played for maybe like about 4 hours, but that was enough. Just I really didn't like even got through even part of the content because you get sidetracked doing all the stuff like crafting your weapon, and it's not totally craftable. It's a little bit on rails because you can choose certain parts of your weapon that you can upgrade and modify as you go along.
Yeah.
And of course, there's in-game purchases, which I'm not doing.
Well, this
But
was
you can
all. I mean,
purchase-
this was all part of the core game too. These are. The
this
same.
is this was built totally around that free to play.
Sure.
But you're going to buy stuff as you go along, so you can upgrade and get
Right.
little packs and stuff. So
Right. You can grind it all. I like a game that lets me
Right.
do it naturally if I want to. You know.
exactly, and I'm grinding it, and it's a little bit slow, but it's fun. It is a lot of fun. It's fast action. I like I've only played one class so far, which is kind of like the soldier kind of class.
Yeah.
And I know that somebody else is playing a medic because they shoot you apparently with some kind of goo. They'll because at first I was a little bit concerned because I was thinking, oh, team damage, don't do that, man, don't do it.
Yeah,
but
he's healing you.
he shot me, and there was like this green goo going over top of him, and my health started going up. I'm like, oh, you're the medic.
Well, I don't know that he's overtly a medic. So the way that game works, unless the PVE stuff might be different, but the way the game works at the multiplayer core is you're not really picking classes. You're just outfitting your weapon to be offensive, defensive.
That's where the loadout goes.
Snipery, or the loadout is everything in that game.
Right. It's totally customized. We don't really pick a class, but by default, you get a class like.
Yeah.
And my class like was kind of like, you have the gun and some kind of rocket launcher. By the way, you don't want to shoot. You don't want to use the rocket launcher to jump because unlike Quake, it's not going to help you much, and you just blow your leg off. By the way, very graphic. It's got progressive character damage. So as
the blood in this game is awesome.
Oh, it is awesome. Incredible. Way more blood. More blood comes out than it is even possible to be in the body. It just gooshes out. It's like a Saturday Night Live skit.
It's so much fun to watch.
Spurting and squirting.
Yeah.
And
very effective too. It doesn't feel like video game blood. It looks real liquidy and
it's like ooze. It's like a gooey plasma goo.
Yeah,
it's
and it
really
feels like
cool.
it has volume and it comes out of weird places and you lose half your you'll be running around with your ribs hanging out at some point with blood just dripping behind you. It's really well done, that stuff.
It is. It is, and you can test your when you get a gun upgrade. You can upgrade your gun. You can test it out, and that's one of my favorite parts. Because it kind of slows the game down a little bit, and you get in this little test arena, and they pop up stupid little dummies, and it kind of reminds me of the characters from Redneck Rampage. You ever play that way back in the day?
Yep.
It's kind of you got this really big fat redneck-looking woman who sometimes is just wearing nothing but pasties, which is quite disturbing. But anyway, when you shoot the characters, like I said, they got progressive damage, and when they get near the end, they're actually just walking around with two eyeballs just hanging off of a brainstem. So it's quite graphic.
That's right. I think I have seen that. It's pretty gnarly.
It's pretty gnarly, but it's a lot of fun, and I hope that everybody keeps playing it so that that I'll be able to play.
Yeah.
Please, people, play it.
And I am definitely not. I want that game to be. Now that you just got me all excited about a campaign I did, but what you're describing sounds a little bit basic. Like they're not going too crazy with it, which whatever.
No,
could be worse.
I haven't heard any. I don't know if they're going to add voices and stuff later, but I'm pretty happy with where it's at now. As far as not being, because TF2 kind of has a lot of banter and little comedic things going on. I prefer not having that in this. It feels a little bit grittier. It feels a little bit more. I don't know. It just feels a little more because you're constantly shooting birds. If you get killed and you go down while you're laying there waiting to be rezzed, you just sit there with your finger up in the air, shooting a big old bird towards everybody.
That's pretty rude. That game.
It is rude but fun, and it seems very deep too. I was looking through the store just trying to see, if I did decide to spend 99 cents, what can my 99 cents buy? Ooh, a lot of stuff. And the character, there was only 3 characters I saw so far, and that's a huge, massive, barrel-chested white guy, a huge barrel-chested black guy, and a huge barrel-chested woman, white girl.
Yeah.
And so, but from that point, you can customize them in so many different ways, but only if you spend money. You got to spend money, or you got to collect the coins. I guess you could grind it out long enough. You could collect enough coins, but I don't know. I didn't see any way that I could do it in the campaign beta. But yet, oh man, some of the stuff that you can dress them out in though is been one of the first games that I've seen that I've actually considered going, you know what? I would actually like to have that cool ass vest. I'm almost actually tempted to spend the 99 cents. These people are the closest that I've come across yet that made me separate from my money.
So I gotta say
that's really good.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, no, they're doing great. People like the game. It's well thought of. It had a rocky launch, but it's been fine since. So good for them.
Oh yeah,
good for them.
Totally. Now the other game that I do not give my money towards, and you would think I would, is
should.
Simpsons. I should.
You've been
totally
playing it for like 2 years now.
Screw them.
Give them
Simpsons,
$1. Jeez.
Right.
Jeez,
Simpsons
you
tapped
cheapskate.
out. I know. Simpsons tapped out. You can buy donuts, and I've been playing catch up on that game because my favorite times to play is during Halloween and Christmas, and so I've kind of ignored it through the summer. I haven't played it at all. Yeah. And of course, if you play Tapped Out, you know that they have a lot of they have seasonal stuff that comes throughout the whole year. And so I jumped back in, fully thinking I would just click a couple of times, get caught up, and be good to go. No, are you crazy? There's so much stinking content that is half done, and all this other content that's coming in. I am in absolute overload, and I have just pretty much just given up. They've got to figure out a way to allow someone to stop playing the game for a little while and come back, because
this is the problem is they have to satisfy two groups. One is you, who's a casual player who's coming back over time, and then there's others like Nicole for the longest time where she was so. Are you there?
I'm still playing.
Oh, I thought you meant you couldn't hear us.
No. I check into. I was saying, hello, that's me. Hello.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So to keep you satisfied, they need to have constant updates. And once somebody's going to get hosed, it's a hard balance, is what I'm saying.
It's not hard to catch up. It's not like this is.
I don't know, man. I mean, you don't realize how much. I'm okay with them giving me a brief description of it, but when you have to read everything that all the characters have to say.
That's why it's called tap. You go tap, 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 tap.
Yeah. And then you know what happens? I accidentally click on a whole bunch of other crap, and I'm like, crap, what happened? Okay, now I got to go back. And so I feel like all I'm doing is just going.
Sounds like user error. User error.
No, it sounds like user bored. It's like user bored to death. Please. I mean, they've already got a catch-up mechanic in some of the other parts of the game where it's like, okay, you're behind. I would even go as far as saying, I would give these stupid people $1 if they let me play catch-up. Here's $1. Here's $2. Let me catch up. Just leave me the hell alone with all this crap. I don't want to see all of it, because right now I'm in the middle of a kind of a clan wars thing that they've done, their last big thing they're doing, and it's kind of wrapping up. But I'm having to go through all the stupid steps, and I don't want to go through all the stupid steps. I just want to get out of my way and give me the Halloween content.
I don't know how I feel about all these portable mobile games adopting the Clash of Clans model. I don't know how I feel about that.
Simpsons is only doing it for like a little, to pass the time until we get to Halloween. That's all they're doing.
So you're sure they're not trying to inject it fully in?
No.
Like, that new Star Wars game, which is pretty good, is basically Clash of Clans.
I've heard a lot of people that are Tapped Out fans. Now, these are people that I actually personally know at work and in other locations where they have not been very happy with the Clash of Clans. They don't like the Clash of Clans.
Tell us about this other location. Where else have you been? Okay. All right. Anyway, no, they say they don't like that model.
My mom's house is the other location.
Oh, that's the other location.
And so
okay.
go ahead.
I was just going to say the business model for this game is to satisfy their long-term players, because those are the people that are probably spending the money, not the kind of light users like yourself, unfortunately.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
Can I talk about the person that I know personally who has spent hundreds of dollars on Tapped Out and recently purchased, this is not me, a NVIDIA Shield tablet.
You're kidding. That wasn't you? You're kidding.
No, I didn't. He let me borrow this.
Yeah.
And because he got it, and it will not play Simpsons Tapped Out. And he purchased this thing specifically.
Why would he do that?
Or just get an iPad.
Simpsons Tapped Out.
Why would he do that? That's ridiculous to buy that for Tapped Out.
He is not enjoying the Tapped Out Clash of Clans crap.
He's not normal though. With him buying that NVIDIA thing just for Tapped Out, that's right. What is he thinking? That's crazy. Tell him that.
Because he got it, and we worked on it, and I actually have it in my possession right now. I've been playing with it all day, and I want to get it hooked up to my my NVIDIA card, because I should be able to fully unlock all of its features once I start playing some of these games through Steam, through the tablet, through my video card, which he does not have. But yes, we worked diligently to try to get Tapped Out to work on his Shield, and there is very little help from EA.
Yeah, but that's like saying I just bought a car and I cannot get it to make me a smoothie in the morning. Like
a lot of people are having Kit Kat problems.
No.
Kit Kats?
No. Forget about all that. Forget about that. I'm not saying they're not. But why does he need that NVIDIA stuff to play Tapped Out? What was he playing it on before?
He was playing on maybe a Samsung Galaxy, I think, or something like that.
He should just do that.
I'm trying to remember. Well, it wasn't. It was getting slower. It was getting slower and slower. So it's kind of an older one.
Oh.
So it was time for him to upgrade.
Yeah.
And he read the specs. You know, he's a hardware junkie, so he likes the specs.
Yeah.
He read all the specs on it, and he liked what he saw. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
is causing hell.
What a weird deal that is, though, to get that. That seems overkill to me. I understand it for all the other reasons you'd get it, but to get it primarily as a tapped out device, that's odd.
Well, I wouldn't say that he only thought he was going to play tapped out, but it's just totally what he plays.
Hundreds of dollars.
Hundreds of dollars.
I haven't spent $100, but I've spent some good money on tapped out.
This man plays tapped out every single day.
Yeah.
I do too.
Multiple times a day, every single day.
I check it in the
Lunch,
morning, and then I check it right before I go to bed.
Dinner.
Every 30 seconds of the day.
Every stinking morning. He's like, have you seen the new content? I'm like, shut up. I don't care.
Wow.
And so now I'm paying for it dearly, trying to catch up on Simpsons tapped out.
That's a weird thing to get, though. Tell him that way. Tell him he's.
Well,
crazy.
I don't care. I didn't argue with him because I wanted to play with it.
Well, no. That's a pretty. It's a
Like,
neat
go
piece
ahead.
of hardware in some ways, but I just see a dedicated.
This
tapped
may
out
end
machine.
up being something that I purchased from. We'll have to see.
Yeah, very weird. All right, so you got that. And how's this? And then you talked about the shell tablet. Got it.
The shell tablet.
Nicole, what's going on in Destiny? What are you doing in there? How's that going?
But I got to level 20.
Yeah.
And now I'm that's the cap.
Yeah. Well,
and
the soft cap. You got another 30 level or 10
so
levels of light or whatever.
Yeah, so I can find gear that has light on it, and that will level me up to 26 or something like that.
Up to 30 is the max.
Up to 30.
Yeah.
I see a lot of 26. Level 26.
I think that's where things get real rough. Around 26 toward 30 to get that final grind out. I think is where people get stuck. Not stuck, but it just takes a long time.
So I've played through the entire campaign. I got to Mars, went through all the levels. The story is a little light, but I still got a decent story to the point where I'm compelled. I want to know, I want to know more about this world. I want to know why we're fighting the Vex. I want to know. I just want to know.
All you have left now is that new raid event, right?
There's going to be content coming out in December.
Sure.
There's 2 DLCs coming out in December.
Do you know if that stuff is story based? Then is it going to give closure to some of the story stuff, or is it all
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I need to research, because right now what I'm looking at is, because once you hit 20, you can then pick a faction. So I found a really great guide on Reddit that goes through faction rep, Vanguard marks, and this is all kind of as you're grinding to 30, I guess, to level up. And I haven't even been in, so I've only done strikes, 3-man strikes, which is basically your 5-man raids in WoW. Yeah. And they're hard.
Yeah,
they're really hard.
Lots of wipes, lots of starting overs.
It's so much fun, though. Chinbeard, Bill Duran, myself, and Mark would go in there. And it was really cool because Bill's wife, Brittany, works at Bungie. So she would tell us where the gold chests were. They're like, there's some over here. And we did I think we did a strike on Venus, and that was
on your Venus.
Strike on Venus is the name of the honeymoon cover band. Anyway, what?
Right.
But it was
on your Venus.
It was so hard, and I was really thankful she was in the group, because Mark kept dying and I'm jumping around. I'm trying not to cuss, so I'm starting to I say balls a lot when because you get down to like almost nothing when you're dying. You're just running and you're hoping you just don't get hit one more time, because in those strikes, in those raids, if you die, everybody has to start all over again.
Yeah, you're done. Yeah. And don't you some of that so like the raid content's like a real raid in an MMO, right? The raid leader guy or the strike leader guy has to be present, or else you can't continue from where you last ended up. You can do multiple nights in the same stuff. They're like wings.
I didn't there are 3 bosses.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that we could stop. We just plowed through the whole thing.
Oh, you just kept it going, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. I could be wrong.
That would make sense.
I could be wrong. I am so not enamored with it. I've had this hardest time keeping playing. I don't know what it is, this particular game.
For me, I love that I can pick it up and just Mateo is asleep for the night. I sit down. I can play for an hour, just shoot a bunch of crap and
get some gear,
get some gear, get some loot,
And this
Of course,
this is what I get
now
out of
there's-
Diablo. It's the same sort of thing I get out of that game. Yeah.
Now there's the loot cave, which is really awesome.
That's a glitch
Wait,
I
the
heard
loot?
though.
What's a loot cave?
That's a glitch that's getting patched, I think, isn't it?
I know because Bill said, "Oh my goodness!" I said, "Don't tell Britt," and they're like, "Oh, they know about it." And a patch just came out. They didn't patch it.
There's supposed to be though. Hold on. There's some Bungie's lingering bugs. Something.
It's a place on Earth. It's when you go into patrol mode.
Yeah.
You can run to this area, and the way that the fallen spawn, you can basically stand past this pillar, and they'll just spawn, and you just keep shooting. You need at least 2 people to make sure that the fallen don't get out of the cave, and so you just keep shooting. And then, 10 minutes pass, then you'll go in and collect all your loot and come back out. And it's the perfect spot, too, because this is where public events happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I was standing there for maybe an hour or so, got a couple levels, got a ton of awesome gear.
Hey,
It was
Nicole,
just-
where you at? I'm
just-
in the loot cave.
I'm in the loot cave.
It says here
So-
there's a bunch of. I'm just looking it up. It's there's a bunch of references to them fixing this, but I don't know when that happens. You hope it doesn't happen. I guess.
Find the loot cave.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
find it while it's
And this is
here.
where when you're level 20, this is the grind that you're trying to find the loot. So it's at least I'm not spending all my time there. I go there on occasion.
I don't have a problem. I'm not spending all my time there.
Do you?
You sound like an alky.
It
I
reminds
just
me of
like
that
my
time.
gameplay.
It reminds me of that time you showed me that town that was all
Oh, and Red Dead.
jacked up in Red Dead.
Yes, I remember that.
It's a bit like that.
It kind of.
It's an exploit. I mean, it's totally an exploit.
It's an exploit, and I am not above exploits.
No.
or flow or whatever.
I remember though, even toward the end of that, though, I remember you saying on Skype, like, I'm starting to feel bad about killing this town over and over. So eventually, my guess is they will swoop in and they will do something about this
Maybe.
cave, because I don't think they intend to have this be what it is.
It's awesome though. I love it.
Yeah.
So
Cave is leaking loot,
the loot
man.
cave.
It's just a big dump of loot in there. That's so
But
crazy.
I had a great time with the single player campaign. I did a lot of the levels on my own because I wanted to see how I wanted to crank up the difficulty. And when you run those stories by yourself, very challenging. So,
All right.
but it's a lot of fun with other people too. So
I believe you. Just whatever
okay.
reason, it's not yanking my chain. I don't
That's
know
all
why.
right.
I wanted to. I bought the damn thing. I want it to be. It's just not singing its song to me. I don't know.
I don't think yanking my chain is the right thing that you wanted to say.
Well, maybe it's because check this
I
out.
don't think it's cranking your shaft is what you meant to say.
Maybe it's because the weird-eyed like pale race, whatever they are, the second one. When I play those guys, the voice of the male is the voice of the wizard in Diablo, and whenever I hear him talk, I just go, "Oh, I could be playing Diablo right now."
You know what I wish Diablo had done this past week?
What?
I wish they hadn't went down for almost a day during the time that I had
wasn't
time
their
to
fault.
play.
Yeah, it wasn't their
same
fault.
way with
Nor
Diablo or Destiny.
It was planned. I thought it was planned.
no.
upgrade.
Destiny and same day, Destiny and Diablo both got hit with DDoS attacks, and it was bad.
Oh, I thought they were doing so. It said scheduled update from like midnight to 6:30 or
They always
12,
do that.
11.
They do that They do that every week. That's always a thing they do. What are you doing up at that time playing games?
Well, it said Pacific time, and I was like, well, when specifically? And it said around 11, and I said, but that's just like 3 my time.
yeah. Why would you want to? Yeah, that's their
and I was
normal
like-
maintenance. They do this every
they
week.
took care. Yeah, they took care.
But that DDoS thing was bad, and it ended up killing like people. And it hit everybody. World of Warcraft, the StarCraft, all the Blizzard stuff got nailed. Destiny got creamed. And those I don't know why people are doing that.
Who would DDoS games?
for the
This is evil.
lulls.
For the lulls, man. For the lulls.
So Maximum AI in the chat room wants to know what soft cap means. It just means that the game's not going to give you another level with the XP.
Yeah,
So-
the way you get to 30 is light on gear, and so that means gear drops having light as an attribute will add up to 30 eventually if you grind out enough gear.
Yeah,
But
you
your
can only
actual level will not. It doesn't. I guess your XP turns into money or currency
Yeah, it's a currency that you get
after 20 or something.
that you can then exchange for weapons or gear or other tokens and things like that.
I still think the biggest goof in that game is when I would get like some awesome unidentified item, have to take it back to town, have it identified, which is a giant, it's a big trip to go back there and do that. and then have it be something I can't use or
That's why the
worthless.
loot cave is cool, because then you just load up
That's true. See,
and then you go back.
there's no way that lasts. There's no way they do that. It can't be.
Cheater.
All right, I'm dying to know a
By the
little bit
way-
about Wasteland 2, though. I'm dying because I want
Before I
it.
get to Wasteland 2,
Yeah.
Destiny, the free weekend this weekend with
Free what?
PSN.
What are they freeing you? Oh, the whole-
Multiplayer.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if you do have,
What do you just download
Well,
the client or something, or what is
I
it?
don't know.
No,
It's
you know
just-
what it is? It's probably a bunch of extra XP or something, right? Because you can't just get the game. I would assume, like free.
it's open multiplayer weekend. That's what it is.
Oh.
This weekend.
What does that mean? Just anybody can open
Any
it
of
up.
us yahoos could get in there.
Because you have to have with PS4, you have to have Plus.
Oh,
So
oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, I see. Right, you can play that without Plus. Got
Yes.
it. Okay,
Yep.
that makes sense.
Yep.
A plus-free
This weekend.
environment. All right, very nice. All right, tell me about Wasteland 2, because this is a game I've been eyeing since the Kickstarter, and I have a feeling it's right up my bum, but I haven't checked it, and now I don't know what to think because all the reviews are kind of good, but I don't know if I'm going to like it or not. So what do you think? What do you like?
So I invested $30 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Over 2 years ago.
$9 less than I would pay for it today.
Finally got my game.
Mm-hmm.
And it is I didn't, let me just say, I didn't play Wastelands 1.
Yeah.
So it looked cool. It had, the post-apocalyptic feel to it.
Yeah,
and, me, I like those types of games.
Sure.
And I fired it up and started it, and I'm really digging it.
Yeah.
No, I got your money's worth.
Yeah. In fact, I got 2 copies of this game.
Sweet.
If Mark doesn't want to play it, I will send you the extra copy.
Oh,
Yeah.
you don't even know how awesome that little present would be. That'd be early Christmas, man.
Yeah.
But only if he doesn't want to. If he doesn't want to play it.
I don't think he's going to play it.
No.
So turn-based tactical. It made me think of the game you thought I would enjoy, that original Sin game.
Oh,
No, that's
no.
No. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Shit. What's the name of that game, Brian?
hold on.
Hold
Divinity.
on. Divinity.
Divinity. I
Original
knew it was a
Sin.
D word.
There it is.
Divinity.
Yeah. You didn't love that.
I didn't love it.
It was a little too convoluted and weird.
I felt like I was running in sand, and the response of moving everybody around.
Mm-hmm.
And I was afraid that's how I was going to feel about this one, and it's not.
Right.
If it just is fluid, and it's fast and responsive. I kind of wish, because I just wanted to get in and play, and I had to spend some time like building my team.
Mm-hmm.
So I really didn't research anything. I just was like, plop, 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 and put points to things that probably didn't even really make sense. But anyway, I got into it, and the world's cool, and they do a really cool live action open scene with actors. And I thought that was I loved it. So I'm hooked. I think you would really like this game.
So the turn-based stuff, is it well, I love turn-based combat, so I'm in. I'll get it. I'll just get it. If he doesn't want it, you tell me. Otherwise,
I'll double check with him. He hasn't turned on his PC in a while. We've been playing a lot of Destiny lately, so I don't think he's going to play this. So
all right.
I'll just go ahead and send you the code.
venue, the style of it. The word wouldn't come out. The style of it is so my vibe. Like just that whole futurist, or it's the future, but we've all screwed up, and now we're all living like cowboys again. I just love that.
So you're talking back to the base, and as you're speaking with the commander, you can type in different commands, and there's secret words.
Yeah.
I'm guessing this was something you could do in the original. So I'm just typing in random words to see if it'll initiate different
nice.
types of content, different dialogue.
Yeah.
I will say that I feel overwhelmed by the game, but I think if I stick to it, and the tips are really helpful. So the tutorials and the tips and things like that are really helpful for someone brand new to the game. So I just think I need a little bit more time to get a handle on everything.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Now you've got me all excited. I just haven't talked to any friends who had it yet. I've read reviews, and they're all pretty high. Like everybody's like, oh yeah, true PC RPG, and it's awesome. But I haven't talked to anyone who's actually played it. So
Yeah.
Now I feel better.
Well, we have R Sharp in the chat room who's playing it. And he's loving it.
Yeah.
He said Wastelands 2 is not at all easy. Save a lot. You can actually turn on automatic saves, like it'll save frequently.
I think we're putting an S in there that isn't in there, isn't it? Wasteland 2?
Wasteland. Am I saying Wasteland?
Yeah, I did too, though.
Yeah,
oh, yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
it is
Wasteland.
Wasteland. Something was not sounding right, and I looked it up. Yeah, it's doing 80%, which is pretty good on Metacritic. I'm pretty universally loved by the users over there, which is kind of rare these days.
I heard it was a little buggy in the beginning, but I haven't experienced any bugs yet.
Well, they were. I mean, it's been in early access for a while. I think a lot of those reviews came out during some of that time. But a lot of the ones I'm looking at here speak very highly of it. So PC Gamer really liked it. Shack News liked it. Yeah, I think I'm in.
You should be.
Anyway.
Brian, are you going to play this?
Yeah.
He will never play this.
That was right.
This is so not a game Brian will play for very long. All right.
Strategy.
Well, that's very nice. And what's the Maw? What the hell's that?
Oh, so listener Neff. Listener Neff sent this to me, and I finally got a chance to install. He sent me a couple of games, but this is one I was playing. It's really cute. It's just a little alien dude, and you're using the Maw, which is like this
big giant
blob.
Yeah,
I guess he's like a big giant. He like reminds me of the giant bombs in Mario that are like hooked up to the chains.
The bombs. Or no, bombs. Yeah, they're bombs, aren't they?
The big ones.
Is that what they're called? They're like bombs, I think.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And it's cute. So it's a puzzler type game, and you're growing your Maw.
Yeah.
And you're eating
growing your Maw.
Eating different animals around the planet, and you're taking them by a leash. And yeah, it's just adorable. And I've played like 3 levels on it so far. I hear it's a short game, but thanks, Neff. It's a really fun, cute game.
Well,
liking it.
Nice.
So there you go.
Neff's a nice guy. Always giving people cool things.
Yeah.
I like that guy.
Hey, we have like 1 minute.
Look at this. Yeah. You know what's here? Let me tell you what's happening. This right here. Well, let's get some music. Intruder alert.
Intruder alert. Intruder alert.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the program. Tabletop's own Mr. Dan Patrice.
Hello.
What's going on, Dan?
Hello. How's it going, guys?
Good, man. It's good to have you back. How are you? Nicole, do you have to blow out? When do you have to go?
I can hang out for another 15.
All right, good. Well, that's perfect. Dan, he is always here with like bearing gifts. You're like the Santa Claus of tabletop gaming, and I love hearing what you are going to talk to us about. And since we missed last week, I don't remember if we had like a theme for you to be checking out or what the hell we were doing.
Well, I had a game that I'm really high on, and this is a game that I think everybody listening and everybody on the show needs to go buy because this is in contention for my game of the year. And then I've got a real quick ethical question.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna try not to fly through. I got to go pick up my kids from CCD, so I'm trying to. I got to get through it. But
no worries.
Took your kids away?
What's that?
No.
No, a religion class.
Oh, religion class.
Okay, CCD. Okay.
Yeah, CCD. What do you think it was? The freaking Center for Disease Control took them away.
That's right. That's right.
Anyway,
we have this is ground zero for the zombie apocalypse.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
So it's called Five Tribes, and it's by Days of Wonder. Those are the people that made Ticket to Ride, and some other great games, and Small World, and some of the other great games like that. Now, Five Tribes is a game. It's kind of a worker displacement game. What you do is you have a board that's got different tiles. It's 5x6. I'm going to throw a little screenshot in the chat room for you. It's 5x6, and every one of the tiles actually has 3 different color meeples on it. So on your turn, you're gonna pick up one of the tiles. You pick up all the meeples on a tile, and you have to place them down one at a time, kind of Mancala-like. I don't know if you guys know what Mancala is.
No,
I do.
I have no idea. What the hell is it?
It's the old African bead game.
I call it Mancala, but I guess I've always said it wrong.
Well, you're in the South, so nothing you say
we
counts.
call it the white Mancala.
So what? Hold on, is that thing with the little beads? Like you mean like the old calculator looking thing?
No,
yeah,
it looks like a wooden board, right, with like egg-shaped.
Exactly. It's got little
it?
pits in it, and it's got it's got the different beads in it. So on your turn, so you use that kind of mechanism, what that means is that you're going to pick up the 3 meeples, and then you put them down one by one, and you have to move orthogonally, which is not diagonally, just left, right, up or down. So you're putting them down.
I'm glad you explained that.
Sorry, I know it's a pretty basic term. I don't mean to.
No. I didn't
like
know what it meant. I'm glad you said it.
Oh, okay.
No, again, from the South. You got this. We're good.
Now, the only rules that apply when you're putting your meeples down is the last meeple that goes down, it cannot be an empty tile. There has to be at least 1 meeple on there, and then the color you put down has to be the same color of at least 1 meeple on the tile you place down. So now there's 5 different colors. When you place them down, you pick up the ones that have the same color as that. So if you put a yellow meeple down, you basically grab all the yellow meeples down in the last tile, and you keep them in front of you, and that's for endgame scoring. The white ones are elders, and you get to use them to buy genies in the game and do some other things later, also endgame scoring. The green ones are merchants. You get to pull from the goods pile. There's a row of 9 goods, and I'll get into that in a second. There's blue ones, which are builders. Now you'll take the builders, and depending on how many other blue tiles are around the one that you land on, times that by the number of blue meeples in your hands, and you add in any slave cards that you have, and then that's how many basically coins you're going to get. And coins are kind of the same as victory points, but you use those to bid on turn order. And then there's the red ones that are the assassins. Now, when you pick up the assassins, that's how many tiles away you can kill one meeple, basically remove it from the board, or you can make another player discard a yellow or a white tile, white meeple in front of them. Now, the other cool thing is that the other action you do depends on what tile you land on. So you've got things like Oasis and Village, which you'll place those on the board, and whoever controls the tile, and I'll tell you how you get control in just a second real fast. At endgame, you'll get extra scoring. There's also market spaces where you spend some of that money to get market cards. And then finally, there's sacred places, which is how you also get genies. Now, genies when you get genies, they're just basically things that give you endgame points and give you special powers in the game, which is really cool because there's probably about 16 of them or something in the game, and they all give you special powers, which is and that's each time you go. Now, if at any time when you pick up the meeples in the last tile you end up at, say there's a white meeple left in one tile, and you land in it with another white meeple, and you pick them up, and then there's nothing left, you then put your camel on there, and you got control of that tile. And nobody can wrestle it away from you, and that's end game points.
This is a meeple heavy game then, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got about 90 meeples because every tile has 3 meeples. You actually pull them all from a bag and you place them out randomly, 3 to a tile at the beginning of the game. Now, I kind of threw a lot of things out there, but it's really, really fun. At any time with the goods, the way the goods come in, there's a chart that you'll have different, when you turn in different types of goods, you'll get victory points from that. So if you turn in, say, seven different goods tiles, you'll get 40 victory points. So you're doing a little bit of set collections. Now, since there's different paths to victory, you're trying, whether you're going for just a builder strategy where you're just trying to get a whole bunch of money, or you're trying to control a bunch of tiles, get a lot of genies, or get a lot of goods. There's just a million different ways. The game is so much fun. There's some auction at the beginning of each round to determine turn order. So you're playing a little bit of mind games with each other. It's just a completely awesome game. I actually did, myself and my co-host Chris, we did a video that's up on BGG that I'll put up on here. We did a video called First Play, Second Play. It's kind of a little review thing. Now, the reason why we did sort of these things was that you get these people that you don't really know if they played the game a lot when they review it. And a lot of times people just play a game once and they give you, a review. Now, if it didn't hit them the first time, they may not like it. So we kind of figured you play it once, see how you like it, talk about it, give your impressions, then play it again, and then see if your impressions change at all. So I thought that was kind of a unique way, especially with board games. With Cult of the New, you may not, a lot of times people don't play things a whole lot because you're constantly playing.
Or if they did it one time at Gen Con, came in with an impression, and the second time they played it with their 2 buddies and his cousin, it may be a very different play experience and change the way they feel about it, either for the good or the worse or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that idea a lot. That's pretty cool.
And this is going to be one of, like I said, it's probably, if it's not my game of the year, if something beats it out before the end of the year, this is going to be pretty close. And this is well worth it from Days of Wonder.
If you had to vote today, you'd say game of the year right now.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is the game of 2014 in my mind. And it just completely hit me out by surprise when we knew it was going to be good, but when I played it, I couldn't believe how good it was even for new players. I played it with my aunt and my uncle the other day, and they're kind of lighter gamers. And I really didn't think, I just was almost like an experiment, but they loved it, and they picked it up after about one round.
Well, see, really, really look at you spreading the word, the good word.
So let me ask you guys this.
All right, here's the ethical quandary. Ready, go.
Yep. So now, how do we feel about a game that has slaves in it?
Oh, interesting.
I like Star Wars. Return of the Jedi.
Now, and it also has assassins in it.
Slave Leia. Never mind.
Yeah. No, you're right. She was a slave.
So
the themes.
Period
yeah. When is it set? I guess that's the question.
Well, it's got it's Egyptian themed. So you're talking about a fictional Egyptian.
Yeah, we can deal with slaves.
You know what? I can deal. Let me tell you something, Dan. This is what I really feel about this whole issue. You can put slaves. I don't care what your era is. Do it in the future. Do it in the past. Do it in the present. I don't have a problem with that being a theme. It doesn't mean you condone slavery. Like
I agree.
Right.
You know,
Right.
like if
Well, I mean,
so for
people are
example, here's a good
hypersensitive
example.
now.
If you have a game like not a game, but let's say, what's a good example of this? I'm trying to think of something I've seen recently, and something's it's just not coming to me. But if you're going to show the idea that people are being enslaved in some way or another, it's a great way to discuss the real issue of slavery, but also it like when you're dealing with playing a video game like Pharaoh. I used to love that game, right? It was an old city building game on the PC called Pharaoh back in the day. And that game had slaves. I mean, that was one of your resources. That's how you built stuff. And I never once did I go, oh man, this game is making me insensitive to the plight of a true slave. I feel like game mechanics and all their... I mean, how do we feel about shooting Nazis? How do we feel about, you know, punching a dude in GTA? Like, all of these questions are valid questions, but none of them strike me as... This doesn't strike me as any more unethical than any other question about content in games or board games or anything else.
Yeah, I mean, if you give, here's the thing, like even something like that, where I agree, I wholeheartedly agree, because I don't think it's done poorly, and I think it's just part of the game. But there's like 30-page threads with people just completely bashing a game just because it has, you know, slave cards in it, and it has
I can
nothing
see
to do
that.
with
Well,
anything.
it comes with sensitivity. I mean, we're not sensitive to it because, well, we are sensitive in a way, but it's not currently happening in our country. But I could certainly see how in other countries and other
That could be
sensitivities and
debated. I mean,
context, I'm sure it could be offensive to some.
there are underground trade and trafficking, and I mean, you can't say it's not happening because
Right.
it still does happen today.
It's definitely happening,
Right,
but
right,
as a
right.
thematic element,
Right.
I don't know. Where's the line then? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a valued... I think this is a totally... It's a worthy conversation about whether or not this is whatever it is. But sometimes this stuff is literally just chalked up to somebody with a bunch of time on their hands on the internet, and they're making it seem like a much bigger deal than it might actually be to regular folks. But at the same time, you know, you can't be completely shut to it. I mean, the way I look at these things is kind of simple. It's like, well, if that is too much, the market will dictate it, and if it's not too much, then it won't. And I feel like that's a thing that's existed in many other kinds of games, board games or otherwise. I don't know why they're cherry picking it now. Is there something about the game itself where it's super, much more prominent or something, or the slave cards are treated in a different kind of way?
No,
or
see,
something?
that's the thing. They're just kind of currency card. I mean, maybe that's maybe that's why, because you can use them to pump up other actions. They don't really do a whole lot. You could have called them just about anything. You know, you just could have called them worker cards or something.
I mean, are they glorified in the game as some kind of like, wouldn't it be great if slavery still around? Because then we'd have this other form of currency where I could trade a dude for services. I mean, if they're pro-slavery and they have some sort of message like that, well, that I can understand people being upset about that.
Yeah.
But a game that is just like, all right, we're set in a certain time period, we're portraying a world that has slavery in it, therefore this is a thing. It's kind of like saying, well, you know, you shouldn't have made that Gladiator movie there, Ridley Scott, because it's got a bunch of slaves in there.
So, and I apologize. I'm going to run because I don't want to be late to pick up my kids, and I'm sorry to rush, guys. Next week,
Yeah.
we're going to talk about another game that could very well make you cry when you play it.
Whoa, what? That sounds crazy to me. I can't wait to see what kind of
it's along the
meeple
same
can
lines
make
as
me
this week's.
cry. If I step on a meeple on my way to the bathroom in the middle of the night, that'll make me cry. Dan, thanks, dude. Have fun, and
Hey, I
good
appreciate it.
father in there. Don't leave those kids waiting. That's a good thing.
No problem. You guys have a great week.
All right, I'll see you
Bye,
later.
Dan.
Bye. Hold on. There we go. Well,
You know what I was doing while Dan was talking?
selling your slaves as quickly as you could.
Instead of listening like I was supposed to be,
What's that?
I was playing Diablo 3 on my Shield tablet.
See, this is the kind of gamer Brian is. Weird hackery shit. He loves this. And I don't mean that in a pejorative way. I actually think it's awesome that you're into that crap. That you
Right.
like to tweak it and hack it and torque with things until they bend to your will. I think
Do what
that's-
I said.
I think that's
I want to
great.
play Diablo on my Shield tablet.
The machines are his slaves, and
Do
they are Brian's currency. All right. Nicole, how you doing over there?
I'm
You
good.
good? Okay. I'm going
Yeah.
to play this here news theme here real quick.
Valkyrie needs food badly.
I need food.
One item today was a huge Steam update, mostly a visual one, to be honest. For me, that's what I noticed. Is everything kind of looks different.
Oh yeah.
And including in it is Steam Discovery. And this is a way for it's kind of confusing, I think, at this stage, but it's a way for the thing to be able to say, oh, Well, first of all, you can make your own lists of games. You can curate lists and give them to other people and say, here's why I would play these 20 games or whatever. But it's also, there's some built-in stuff that kind of tries to algorithmically tell what you like and what you might like that you haven't found before, and make suggestions based on that. And when you see certain games, you can kind of vote them in ways like follow them or don't show me this again, or this kind of stuff to improve your selection of games. It's interesting.
They're trying to tackle a problem that they're a success, and that's because they've decided to have this green light thing where there's so many games coming out. It's just insane.
Yeah.
And so the store is becoming more and more difficult to try to get to what you're trying to find. What you're trying to do is basically help you discover the games that you want to play. I think it's a little asinine because I'm a searcher. I'll search for what I'm looking for. But I can certainly see where it's probably a good marketing decision, because it probably will put games that these people are interested in their faces a little bit more. And
I think it's good because then games that may not be seen, because not everybody searches, are brought to the forefront to the people that actually want to find them.
Yes, agreed.
Well,
I love. Yeah.
It's cool, right? I mean, it's good because they almost kind of created this monster, and now they have to tackle it. So in a very real way, Steam created a way for so many people to make lots of games and get them on a platform with lots of visibility, and then they kind of went, "Oh shit, what do we do with all this?
We have too many games.
We don't have a way to search this effectively or let people see what's coming out that's new very effectively." So this is a step in the right direction, I think, and it's nice to see them working on it. The problem with Steam and with Valve, my only real problem with those guys at all, is that they don't tell you what the hell they're doing very often, and whenever they are doing something, they just kind of launch it on you, and you didn't expect it.
Yeah, I woke up Monday morning. I'm like, I'm going to get some Steam games. What the hell?
Yeah, there's no blog where they're like, hey, we're working on this. Hopefully in the next 6 months, we're going to launch this cool new blah. They don't do that.
Yeah.
Because they don't.
At the forums, which is where most of that stuff is, which you have to be, that's just as unwieldy as anything, trying to.
Yeah, you got to be right. You got to be right on the bone of what's happening to know what the hell's going on there. So
they have this thing called a discovery queue. So I just went into mine. I have 11 games in it. Guess what the first one is for me?
Borderlands.
Yes.
Oh,
is it really
the pre-sequel?
The pre-sequel.
Yeah. So I added that to my. So I went to the next one. Number 3 is Goat Simulator.
Yeah.
Nice.
Outlast is number 4. I probably would like that one. That's a scary game.
It's on sale, and it's on my wish list as well. And
The Long Dark. I haven't heard of this game.
Are you going to? You're getting that pre-sequel thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right. I was just curious. Just curious.
Yeah. Everything.
Well, good. Lovely.
Yeah. I'm interested in this curator thing as well, because if you have a Steam group, which we do, the Final Score group, you can become a curator, which basically means that to start, you have to pick 10 games that you find interesting and basically review them to whatever. They don't really have any specifications as to how you're supposed to review it.
Are they going to give me anything for doing this?
No, it's just basically it's like an add-on for your followers. I guess you could sort of kind of, because you can point to your external reviews. So I mean, if you were doing game
I want
reviews,
a commission. How cool would that be if I recommend a game that and then I get a small little commission, like I convinced you, Scott, to buy this game because I wrote an amazing review, and then I could get a credit to then buy games.
That's an amazing idea.
Yeah, Boom, Steam is kind of pulled away from that. They have never been very good with their little associate program there. That's not happening right now.
No, but they could. And if they did, well, we'd all take a big poop, wouldn't we? I'd be super stoked about that. All right. Well, that's an interesting thing that's going on. We have so many games right now for contests.
Yeah.
Should we do? Let's launch a little contestory here. What can we do for people to get them going with some contesting?
So I have a ton of games, and in fact, Scott, you probably have some in the Final Score Gmail account.
I probably do.
That you probably need to send to me.
Probably
so this is what I'm going to do. Don't send any more games. I have enough.
Unless it's something really cool, and you say, "Hey, Brian, this is specifically for you." That's different.
If you want a game, I'm not telling you what game you're going to get. You're going to get what I give you. But if you
you're gonna get what I gives.
If you send a tweet to @TFS show and just say, hey, Nicole, give me a game. I will DM you a game code to use in Steam.
You'll dungeon master me a game?
Amazing.
So that's how I'm going to get rid of all these games. And if you have it, just pass it along. That, put it out there.
All right.
We're just
going to blow them out.
Yeah, we're going to just distribute all these games.
Everything must go, is what we're saying. It's a closeout sale.
Closeout sale.
All right, awesome. Well, there's that. Watch for that. Also got some quick feedback here. A few folks on Twitter. Trey Cervantes said, TFS show is awesome. I'm playing Diablo 3 on PS4 and want to join a full party. Could I get a shout out in the community? PS name is Kill Cervantes.
So go kill Cervantes.
Yeah, go play with him. I have pretty good luck with randoms in that game on the console. I also do that on the PC when I want to. I don't always want to. Sometimes I just want to roll, man. I just want to go by myself. And so I do.
So that's exactly what I do. Just play by myself.
Cough Wrong Boy on Twitter says this. Who's up for some Super Mario Cartwright? What is this?
The link, the picture.
Yeah, let me look at it.
It's pretty good. It's you have to click on the link.
It's Ponderosa.
Yeah.
Let me look at it here. Okay. Oh, nice. Oh, because Cartwrights. I was hoping it was James Hong in the Seinfeld episode where he kept yelling Cartwright.
Cartwright, party of four.
Yeah, that would have been great.
Speaking of Mario, I went to Goodwill the other day, and they had generic video game guy and video game girl costumes.
I love that photo you put up. That Mario thing.
It's
oh,
so
dude.
bad.
So
and the
bad.
only difference between the guy and the girl is holding her mustache.
Wow. Was that is that true? That's all the difference was?
Yeah, that's all the difference.
That's super stupid, but it's Goodwill, so what do you expect, I guess? Final tweet from Billy Bob 476 says, FYI, and then he gave us a link to a PC article, or PC Gamer article about the Clang, Neil Stephenson Clang Kickstarter thing that was supposed to be a big sword fighter thing. That is gone, dead, and done. They are not coming out with a game. They have closed it all up. They're going to try to give some people back their money, but they were in over their heads, like so many are starting to have happen. Well, I shouldn't say so many. There are some specific examples of games that got way in over their heads, and the Og Ventures one's a good example. This one's a good example. There are a few others where they just couldn't do it, and it's closed. So if you're looking forward to that real sword simulation, you're out of luck, dude.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing you can do.
So we touched on this at the top of the show. Can we just officially let people know that they can play a game with us if they want to?
Yeah, of course. We should mention this. Do you have the links and stuff somewhere?
Yeah, in the show notes.
Oh, there it is over there.
Put a little link. But
it's part of the AIE deal. We're doing a big AIE fundraiser, partially to fund the space that we have at BlizzCon, among other ventures, and it's to raise money for that group. And it's on October 4th at 11 p.m. Eastern. When it starts, right? Isn't it 24 hours?
From noon to midnight Eastern time.
Oh, it says 11 on here. All right, noon to Eastern, or noon Eastern, 24 hours.
No, I think I said 11 p.m. for my time slot.
Oh, for you.
Yeah.
Oh, because I got it.
So, so Brian Dunaway, you're going to be playing at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time, Diablo 3. And then Scott, you'll be playing at 8 o'clock. I think it is. Yep. No, 8:30 for Diablo 3.
Yep, I totally will be.
And then I will be playing at 11 o'clock for Borderlands 2.
Nice.
So,
all of us playing our favorite games. I like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot more going on during the day, and the cool bit is there's stuff to read about on the blog at aie-guild.org, but there's at frogpants.com/store. There are a bunch of packages that you can be a part of, and
there's nothing up on AIE-org. AIE.
There's a post about it, isn't there?
I'm on the page, and there's no post about it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, AIE-guild.org, sorry.
Yeah, there we go. There it is.
Yeah, AIE Gameathon, blah, 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 and they've got kind of a description of what's going on and stuff. I don't know why he doesn't have the link to the store, but I'll have to talk to Ralph about that. Yeah, anyway, there's stuff up on the store right now. Oh, there it is. There is a link, and you can get into some of these packages, like the Gameathon sponsorship spot, so you can sponsor an actual spot, among other things. And it's a great way to support the guild if you're in the guild, or even if you just want to support a part of the community that needs your help.
You need a character leveled in Borderlands 2? I'm your girl.
Absolutely you are.
A level.
All right, nice. She'll level for food or something.
Level for food.
Let's do one of these.
kicking it old school.
It's time to kick it old school. Old video games. Something from the past. Something we can think about fondly, hopefully. Sometimes it's garbage. You never know what you're going to get. And this week it is Batman the video game, NES, 1989. Based on the Tim Burton piece of thing movie there. Let's see. It was called Batman the video game, right? Because there were never going to be any more Batman games.
That was it. Well, this is you got to remember it was an unknown quantity probably this time when they were developing it. Was like Batman may be good. We spend a lot of money. Let's see what's going to happen.
Yeah, and we're going to put it out on the NES. This was made by Sunsoft. They also hit the Genesis and the Game Boy and is loosely based on the film. By the way, Sunsoft, I think, was a Utah company. I think. I may be wrong on that.
I saw a lot of Sunsoft during that time. They
sure.
made a lot of games.
They did a lot, yeah. Especially NES era stuff, for sure. And it has 5 levels, and they all kind of come down to a showdown between the Joker and Batman on that cathedral that's in the movie. It got good reviews, despite, the changes they made from the film. So it wasn't, very true to the film story.
As long as you had Batman in it, it was pretty much.
Yeah, if you had Batman and the Joker, what the hell else do you want in your life? And it was a side-scrolling platformer. Hey, guess what? That's a lot. There were a lot of those during that time. That's the games you made. They were side-scrolling platformers. And anyway, anything else on this is interesting? Some other stuff.
When it first started out, I thought this was pretty interesting. Before the movie, really, before they got the prototype version, before they got really the movie went along so far, the final boss was Firebug.
Oh. Really?
Instead of the Joker.
What the hell's Firebug? I don't know who that is.
Right.
I read Batman, but I don't know who that is. Is that a thing? It must be a thing.
It was totally a thing, and there was a whole bunch of bad guys like Deadshot. We talked about earlier.
Yeah.
KG Beast was one of the boss battles. Maxi Zeus, Heatwave, Shakedown, Night Slayer.
Good lord.
And the Killer Moth.
The Killer Moth, dude. There's some dumb DC villains. I'll tell you that right now. Here's a clip of Brian playing it poorly. At least it says that here. Is this true?
I was playing it fairly poorly.
All right.
I've done worse.
Ooh. That's a terrible sound.
It is. It starts off like that.
Here we go. Hey, Batman's purple. How come Batman's purple?
Because there was only so many colors for the NES.
This music's great.
Music's the best part.
Okay, that music's my favorite music ever.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. I like.
Didn't really match in with the movie, but whatever.
No, side-scrolling, punching. It's Castlevania, man. So everyone loves a good Castlevania game. That's it. That's the show. We're done. Big thanks to everybody for joining us and tuning in and catching the show wherever you may listen to it. Don't forget you can email us podcast@finalscoreshow.com. On the website, we're at finalscoreshow.com. On Twitter, TFS Show. Scott Johnson, the Brian Dunaway, Nicole Spag. Those are places you can find out about all the stuff we're doing during the week. It's going to do it for us. Until next time, for me, for Brian and Nicole, see you then.
Bye.
Video game.
Yep.
Alrighty, gotta go.
Have fun with your thing. I'm glad you were able to stay.
Bye.
Have a fun dinner.
You too.
Brian, F off, Brian. Goodbye, everybody. See you.